was over after college because I didn't get drafted. My college coach almost single-handedly derailed that for me, as well as other guys that were on the team. He was a guy who felt that in order to play professional baseball, you had to be way up here. And he didn't feel that a lot of the guys had that, even though me and other players were breaking records of guys who were top 10 round draft picks. He didn't see that.
He didn't put those together.
Right. He was fired, but so that didn't work out. The problem is he really hurt a lot of guys along the way. So I felt that, man, I was pretty upset. Obviously, you can imagine breaking the hit record.
Yeah.
Also,
94 hits.
right, 94 hits in a single season. The assist record, which is 175 assists in 60 games. All right, at second base.
Yeah.
10 errors in all 4 years as second baseman.
That's unheard of.
Yeah, which is, from what I understood at the time, a national record.
I would
So,
believe it.
right.
You had the strikeout.
Fielding percentage of .99 plus, .992,
You were
12th in the nation and hardest to strike out.
Yeah.
Those numbers really could equate to a top 10 round pick, easy.
I want you to name drop real quick. You were up on that list above who?
Dustin Pedroia was 23rd that year. Yes.
MVP, he could have been my MVP.
Yeah.
Also
If it worked out, right, if the path was right. So that's the thing. I knew based on what I did, I had the ability to play.
Wow.
The problem is I didn't have the people in my corner, you know? So, and even the coach at Coastal Carolina my senior year said, you know something, Mike? And I was closer with him than even my own coach. And he said, Mike, you know I told you to go to Liberty, but you go down as one of my worst decisions in my career as a coach to not just find a way to keep you here.
That's gotta feel good.
Yeah, which was cool to say. I mean, Coastal's a huge program, you know?
Huge program.
You know, so taking you back to that point, I'm playing basketball in my yard with my friends, and I sprained my ankle, secondary sprain. It's after senior season. I don't know what I'm going to do anyway. So I'm like, whatever. 2 days later, I get a phone call from the manager, GM in the Frontier League for the River City Rascals, and he goes, Mike, this is Brian Lewis. I'm calling you because we have a need for an infielder. Are you interested? And I'm like, all right. I said, what's the deal? When you need me? He goes, if you can get out here, I need you tomorrow night. You're in the lineup games at 8 o'clock.
Where is this?
Missouri.
Missouri.
Now it's the afternoon, the day before. I'm in Jersey with a second-degree sprain. It just happened 2 days ago, right? So I'm like, I'm on my way. Just got to pack my stuff, you know.
And tape my ankle.
That's it. So I basically talked to my parents. I'm like, look, if an opportunity knocks, like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna let this bother me? Hell no, I'm tougher than that. I'll figure it out. So I buy a brace, I wrap it up, and I don't mention it. And I drive 16 hours to Missouri, and I'm in the lineup that night. And I go 2 for 4.
It's gotta be
First
the
game.
furthest you've ever driven.
Yeah. Oh, that was insane. I stopped at my friend's house in Illinois. I was exhausted, and I stayed there for a little bit, a few hours, whatever it was. And you know, he ended up signing in the Can-Am League too. So he was giving me some advice. Man, it's very hard. They're telling me, dude, I really don't care. I'm just going out doing my thing. And so 2 for 4, 2 for 4, 3 for 4, and I ended up hitting 600 the first, like, I want to say half of the season. All right, so, but here's my thought. I'm playing with a lot of rookie ball and A-ball guys who probably had a connection as to why they were signed, and now they're not there anymore. I have a vendetta. I'm pissed off, you know, because of what happened already. I got derailed by my coach. So, like, I'm at the plate, and I'm like, you suck. Throw the freaking ball. I'm going to hit it a mile. So my whole thing was that. My hitting coach was Jack Clark. He was a big-time big leaguer, all-star big leaguer. And he's like, man, just hit the shit out of the ball, dude. He's like, man. I'm like, listen, I'm just having fun. Whatever happens, you know. But for him to say something like that is a big deal, you know. So I was not in shape towards the end. I wasn't working out like I should have been. I went 6 for my last 46 in that league. Still hit 317 with a 6 for 46 skid at the end of the season. So, you know, and then so at that point, the coach was like, look, we want you back next year. You know, because I got the batting title with that slump, right? So I'm like, all right, you know, I'm definitely coming back. You know, sounds great. So I get a call from this team called the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks in the Northern League, right? Which is what I'm getting into with this. So the Northern League, this is North Dakota, right? I'm signed to go back to Missouri. I go down the preseason, I'm down there. But I get a call from the Oakland A's scout who says, this guy was friends with my dad, but he is a kind of a pitcher scout. He's not a guy that normally would sign me, but he's always been in touch, and he's always kind of been trying to help me. He's the one that got me the opportunity in the Frontier League to begin with, because he knew I got derailed. He's like, I'm just going to help you. You know, you're good. So he said, he goes, listen, he goes, you need to pack your stuff. You got to come up to North Dakota. I said, what do you mean? I was like, I'm already here. We're in preseason already. He goes, no. He goes, the manager there needs you to play second base. He goes, this league is like second to the Atlantic League, which is the second best league in the country for independent ball. All AAA guys for the most part, some AA guys, but you don't even have that kind of experience, and they're looking to get you in.
So the Northern League was better.
Northern League was better than the Frontier League. Frontier League had an age cap at 27. There's a lot of younger kids released from rookie ball and A ball, but also scouts were there because they were younger guys too. So there's a little bit of a trade-off there. But Northern League, which now is they merged with the American Association League. If you're familiar with that, they're a step up. So I'm like, all right. So I called the A's guy back and said, look, if I go in this league, tell me what I have to do to get signed. Like, what do I have to do? I was like, he's like, well, it's not that simple. There's a lot of variables. I said, I understand, but look, if I hit 300, is that going to get me signed or what? He goes, Mike, if you hit 300 in that league, he goes, you're going to be one of the top players in that league. I said, all right, fine, I'm going to hit 300. What else do I have to do though? And he's like, well, he goes, you know, now he's answering, you know, he's like, all right, well, you got to hit some doubles. I was like, all right, what's good in this team? 20 doubles? He goes, 20 doubles would be great. He shows some power. I said, all right, great, awesome. I said, what else do you guys want? You guys are big in this walk to strikeout ratio thing. So I'm like, what do you need me to do there? He goes, look, if you have more walks than strikeouts, he goes, that's going to be really ideal for you as a player. So I was like, all right, more walks than strikeouts, fine. I said, okay. So I said, as far as on-base percentage, because you guys are big on that, A's ball, money ball, the whole thing. He goes, all right, 380 on-base percentage. If you have that, you're looking good. I said, anything else? I said, what about steals? He goes, well, if you steal 20 bags, I'm like, all right, 20 bags, got it. I said, what else? And he goes, well, as far as, you know, defensive ability, I was like, all right. I was like, 5 errors, 100 games? I don't know, how's that? I said, I ain't gonna make more, I'll tell you what, I ain't gonna make more than 5 errors, 100 games. He goes, yeah, that sounds good, okay. So we had that conversation. I said, look, I'm gonna call you in 100 games, I'm driving up to Fargo. So I tell my coach, I said, listen, you gotta release me. Because the thing is he didn't have to let me go, I'm under contract. So he could have been a jerk and like not do it. I said, listen, I have an opportunity in Fargo. It's a good league. I said, it is. He goes, I don't want to let you go. I'm like, I know, we got to figure something out. He said, they'll trade guys. So I called the A's guy back and said, you got to work on some sort of deal here. So they trade 5 guys from Fargo to get me up there, to ship me up, to play for this team, right? So I go in, and preseason's almost over. It's about to start opening day or whatever. I go in there. These guys are like in their 30s. They're AAA guys. I'm really young for this team. And guys are treating me like I'm really young, you know? So now it's a different vibe, right? Which is fine. No big deal. Not worried about it. So first day I get in. I get a couple hits. Next day a couple hits. I'm playing second pretty well. And guys are coming up to me like, hey, man, you're making it real hard for them. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing.
Little Rudy talk.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what that means.
Really
Like, yeah, I was like, what? So then Maury Wills, who is, this guy is a legend. He was an MLB manager for the Mariners, stole 104 bases in a single season. He was one of the coaches there. Comes up to me and goes, hey, Justin, he goes, you know, doing really well, man. He goes, you know, you're probably going to stick. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? I'm under, what do you mean? I'm under contract. I'm thinking, you know, and then I hear guys talking. Ruben, like, I hear this Ruben guy, but there's no Ruben on the team. Like, so I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. So, finally, one of the guys that has been on the team for many years comes up to me, and I just like, do you want to tell me what the hell is going on here? Like, I don't understand. I'm trying to put these pieces together. He goes, all right. He was like, here's the deal. They brought you in because Ruben Salazar's visa from Venezuela is delayed. So they brought you in for a couple games. They had no intention to keep you.
They didn't think you would start hitting.
No. They didn't think that some kid from independent ball would do it. And I think it was also kind of like the way the A's guy could justify, look, you're probably not good enough. He was not doing it more so as a favor as he was doing it like, let me just shut this kid up and play at a higher level.
Wow.
So then what happened is, I was I was doing really well, and then Ruben comes. So they put Ruben over at third. They moved the second baseman to DH. They put some other guy in right, and the right fielder, who was from Vanderbilt, who was a 5th rounder by the Dodgers, they release. And they keep me.
Wow.
You know? And
That's just how cookie crumbles.
you never know.
Yeah.
And then so again, my goals in mind, I'm trying to hit, I'm trying to do these numbers. So everything that I had conversation with the A's guy, I wrote down on a piece of paper. I still have that paper at my house. And I wrote it down and I kept it by my bedside. And I just said, I had a goal to hit 333 because I wanted to shove in their face that I'm gonna hit over 300, trust me. So
You
my goal,
definitely knew you could too, because I'm sure you were a guy that always hit 300, no matter what T-ball.
yeah, I'm always a guy who just was able
You're
to.
hitting for average.
Yeah, I'm hitting for average, so I didn't ever feel overmatched. So I'm like, I can do this. I can
Yeah.
totally get this done. And again, my mindset: these are guys who didn't make it.
Exactly.
I should be in the big leagues right now.
Yeah.
Throw me a pitch, it doesn't matter, right? This is my mindset. So, so then fast forward, I ended up hitting not 333 but 336, not 20 doubles but 24 doubles. I had 44 walks, 37 strikeouts. We wanted more walks than strikeouts. Exactly 20 stolen bases.
Fact checking all of these, by the way. He's
Yes.
100% correct.
And exactly 5 errors. And right after that season happened, that's when the Houston Astros signed me. So that's what got me to
So
that.
walk me through that phone call.
So the
'Cause
game.
This is what amazed me. Everyone's story, the phone call, just getting
All right.
the news that.
So I've kind of been a little savvy to the industry and the politics of the industry. Look, independent ball, the whole focus of it is to try to get the player to affiliated ball. So they want you to think. Okay? Here's the thing though. If the manager wants to win, draws people in the stands. So they're willing to let certain guys go, but not everybody. The guys that have the agents and they're working on their behalf, those guys are going to move quicker. Guys like me who don't have an agent, they're not going to freely just say, here you go, let me help you get out of here. So I lose my second baseman who just hit 7th in the league, who, by the way, the guy who hit 6th in that league was picked 1 pick before CC Sabathia in the 1st round. Just keep that in mind. Clint Johnson, if you want to look that one up. So, there was really no incentive. So after the season was over, the conversation was, hey, you're going to get more money next year, all this stuff. And I said, look, I got to get a shot in affiliated ball. He goes, yeah, I'm sure, if you get some calls. Well, no calls were coming in. And they kept calling me, hey, when you're going to sign, what's going to happen, this and that. So I decided to flip the role a little bit. I started to learn, I was a little bit savvy for a typical baseball player. So I called him back and said, look, here's the deal. If I don't get an affiliated contract, I'm never coming back.
There you go.
I said, but if I do, I'll highly consider coming right back if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
The next day is when I got signed by the Astros.
Wow.
It was that easy.
Yeah.
It was that easy.
Put the ball on that court.
Yeah. And he calls me. He goes, there's your shot. Good luck. But it's amazing. Guys can just do that. They have the power.
He was so rooting against you to come back.
Because
So you
he
come
wanted
back?
me back. What,
Yeah.
Can you blame him though?
No,
he's a manager.
Yeah.
He's trying to keep.
Right.
But he's like, all right, he's kind of got my number. Let me just help the freaking kid.
That's great.
So yeah,
Great
So
sacrifice.
then signing with Houston, then I was like, all right, now I'm gonna prove what I gotta do. So I'm thinking, listen, I got this. I'm gonna be in the big leagues in a couple of years, easily, no big deal. I'm just playing with AAA guys. Where are they gonna put me? How are they gonna? So when I went down there, they had me in high A guys,
So-
which for me was insulting.
So this is spring training.
Spring training,
Okay.
yes.
So they had you spring training with high.
With high A guys,
Okay.
correct. And so I'm there, and I'm like, I shouldn't be here. This is crazy.
How old are
But-
you here?
What? How old was I?
old?
24.
24. So most kids are probably 19, 20, 21.
Right. So I'm thinking, but again, I don't have a single affiliate in the back. So they don't really know what to do.
Uh-huh.
So, needless to say, I'm hitting over 350. I stole my goal, remember setting goals? My goals hit over 300. I hit over 350. I was trying to steal 10 bags in the month of March. I stole exactly 10 bags, which is a lot.
Oh,
And
yeah.
but again, I'm thinking, high A. I was just with all these AAA guys who were good. And for whatever reason, it didn't pan out, but I can do this. So I basically did everything that someone can do in a month's time. So I now was figuring out now where are they going to put me? How is this going to pan out? So the last day of cuts, they cut people all along the way. I made it to the very last day, and they put a black card in the locker. If you have a meeting, a black card basically means you're done. If there's a meeting, there's a black card in my locker on the last day. And guys around me, I'm talking about like multi-million-dollar signing guys. Roger Clemens' son was in the locker to my left. And you look at me like, whoa. Like, it was a little bit of a shocker because I kind of made a big statement in that month. And I didn't, no one really thought, and there were kids there that were batting 100 that were infielders.
Right.
And they batted 100 last season on numbers.
But they have the name,
But
they have
they're
the age.
right.
Yeah.
So when that meeting, you know what? I have to hand it to them though. That meeting was very candid. It was very honest. But they just said, they were like, Mike, your nickname was Anima Secreto, which means secret weapon in Spanish. You were proven to be one of the best infielders from top to bottom. So I was like, awesome, excellent. So where are you putting me? And they were like, so we brought you in case one of our investments got hurt. They're all healthy. So the thing is like we only have X amount of numbers on a roster, and everybody's kind of pre-planned as to where they're going. So we brought you in as kind of like an extra.
Sure.
And if they got hurt, fine, but they didn't. So unfortunately, even though you proved better, this is a business, Mike, and I'm sorry, but we have to let you go. I kind of almost wish they were just like, you sucked, you weren't good enough, see you later. I don't know if I would have
That would have been a flat out lie.
That's why they couldn't do that.
They
So they
could've.
had to kind of, they felt, I could tell that it was a little more heart, it was heartfelt, So, I mean, I would write in the bathroom, I cried for a while because to me, I thought that I was golden at that point because I circumvented I thought I circumvented all the politics to get there. Then when I realized that, I didn't.
And you produced.
And I produced.
You went in there thinking,
Yes.
there's no way. There's no way you can tell me.
Yeah. At that point, that's when my whole life changed. Because at that point, that's when I realized that I'm always going to be the backup to the money guy at this part of my career. There was a really strong epiphany to have where I think most guys never have that. So they keep going and they keep fighting something that is probably never going to be there. No matter what level I would have been at, I would have always been that. So that's when the Fargo coach called me immediately and I said, I know I told you I'd go back, but here's the thing. With what just took place, I'm changing gears. He's like, what does that mean? I said, I'm going to try to play in the Atlantic League because it's the best league and it'd be better for my business to do that. And I want to do that in the future. And he goes, well, your career is then probably going to end. I said, it's okay.